diamonds, get your glasses when the lights come on. Hey, I need you to focus. I don't want you to miss nothing.
What up, it's MC Burnham back again. Sorry I didn't get y'all last week. I had a hectic week. But we back. We back with my independent journey. Y'all caught me in my show attire. I am on my way to a show right now. Two shows actually. One in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and one in Lithonia on my way back. So it's gonna be a long night. But so let's see, in the last one I touched on who I wanted to be as an artist, the foundational stuff, as I like to call it, and you know what my sound wanted to be like. We touched on the importance of having recording equipment if you are a recording artist, and rather versus paying for studio time. I think we're gonna deep dive into that one a little bit more. So for the new and up and coming artists, the independent artists, why is it important for that one to have studio equipment? The answer is simple, unless you just got it like that and can afford studio time. You don't have to pay studio time. That's number one. Everything that you have, or that you would have in a studio to record, is available at your fingertips, at your disposal. You own it. So you can do whatever you want. You can go in there and make a bunch of files that are garbage and then delete them all and make some fire ones. Like, you can go in there and just play around with little voice edits and shit. Yeah, you own it. That's your equipment. Nobody can tell you what to do with it. As opposed to paying for studio time, you get someone to do the recording for you, yeah, but there's a lot of pros and cons that go along with that. So the pro is, like I just said, you have somebody there pressing the record button for you. You have someone, if they really cared about you, another pro, if they cared about you, is they will, get a good take out of you. A lot of people that charge for studio time don't necessarily care or have to care if it's a good take or not. They're there pressing the button and getting their money. So it's, it's just another con. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't need, if they're not going to care about you in your recording process, why are you paying them? And another con is that you're paying someone to literally press one button. In the last video, I touched on that you don't need to be a super producer. You don't have to be tech savvy at all to record. You just need to know what buttons to press. So why would I go to the studio and pay somebody $50 an hour or $100 an hour to hit a button and not care what the overall product sounds like? Not necessarily, not all of them will not care about your product, but it goes to say not every one of them will care either. So you kind of want to pick your poison. If you can't afford, if recording is something you want to do and you can't afford to buy a kit, and I understand because money is tight, but say if that's what you want to do, save for it. Or if you want to go the studio time route, save for it. And but with the studio time, here's where it also differs. With the studio time, you have to go in there, if not all the way, at least somewhat rehearsed. Because again, you're paying for a time slot. They'll give you like however many hours for whatever amount of money. It's not you're on the clock. You can't afford to mess up, because once your time is over, they're not gonna care if it's incomplete or complete. Now, if they're a stickler for one to complete a project, so be it. They might get it about you and then, you know, throw you a bone and let you finish the session. Cool. A lot of people not like that. So you kind of have to pick your poison and be prepared for whatever course of action you choose. Now, with owning your own equipment, the obvious is you go in there and do what you want to, like I just said earlier. You go in there and do what you want to. You can make as many mistakes as you want. You can go in there and just blaze track after track after track. You could do that with studio time too if you're paying for it, but that is going to be your number one objective. If you have multiple tracks and you're paying for studio time, if you pay for 5 hours and you have 6 songs, you gotta spend less than an hour on each song to get all the vocals. It's hard to do, but it's not impossible. It can be done. But again, that goes back to you being prepared and being rehearsed. If you own your equipment, yeah, you could be as unrehearsed as you want to be. You can just go in there. What I do, I go in there and write a verse. Whenever I record, I am actively editing the verse. So when I go in there, when I write it originally, I go in there and try it the original way that I wrote it. And then if it don't sound right, I take time to do my edits and change up the way a syllable or the way a word hits a beat or whatever word I want to use. I take the time to edit my lyrics, which I can do because I own my studio. I don't have to worry about anybody else's time. Now, do I want to stay up all night doing it? No. I want to typically for me to be perfect, for me to feel like I'm perfect, I'll spend probably a few hours on it. I don't want to be up from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. working on a song. And I can't do that anyway. I have a job. I have a 9 to 5 job. I can't do that. As much as I would love to, I can't do that. But it just goes to say that there's a lot more freedom in owning your own equipment versus going and paying for something that somebody else owns. And you don't, none of it is large scale. You don't need anything specific. You need specific stuff, but you don't need anything elaborate, I meant to say. You don't need a soundboard. You don't need a beat machine. You don't need none of that. You just need the interface. You need a working computer or laptop that is up to date. An interface for you to plug into your laptop or computer, and the software. And obviously a microphone and some headphones. That's it. That's all you need. It helps if you're doing it solo recording. You don't have any friends or anything that likes to come over and help you record. You don't have like a group or anything like that. When you do solo recording like me, let me stop and say before they see this, my friends would love to come over and help me record, but they don't have that type of time like I got to just go in my office and record. So yeah, they have to come to my house and everything. So, but a solo recording artist like me, I actually use a pedal to hit my record button. So it's in the booth with me, and I can just hit the record wherever I set my playhead at in the track, in the session. And then I just record from there. It's easy and clean. And once I'm done recording whatever I recorded, I just let it play out, go out of the booth, stop it, which I need to get another pedal for that, but get out of the booth, stop it, and chop off the extra that's not supposed to be there. And then that's it. You don't even have to mix anything. You don't have to mix or master anything. If you have somebody, if you can go and pay for that part, Because if you don't know how to do it, then yes, that would be a worthy investment of you getting your music finalized. If you know how to do it, then I would recommend get the equipment for it. And you probably don't even really need very much equipment for it, if any at all. Maybe you just need to have plugins that you use, and you can drop it in there, or a template, and drop it in there, and then you're done. Export and to MP3, and then however you distribute it, that's a different video. So yeah, that's what I do. I have my own equipment. Like I said, my dad was willing to put forth the investment for me because I reached out to him as a mentor rather than my father to say, hey, I want to start recording music. So he put that investment in me, and I'm grateful for it because now I'm doing the things that I've wanted to do, and I'm reaching my goals, and I'm progressing. But yeah, you're gonna get a twofer, so don't expect to see me in a different outfit. It's gonna be you're gonna see part 2 because I gotta make up for the last one I didn't make. So I'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be easy, stay blessed, stay beautiful, stay in the progress, stay in the process. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Diamonds, get your glasses when the lights come on. Hey, I need you to focus. I don't want you to miss.